In this TeamSoft video tutorial, we're going to take a look at both incoming and outgoing payments. When we carry out incoming and outgoing payments in Business One, the window is primarily the same, so having learned one will help you to do the other one as well. Over here in Business One, we can see our incoming payments screen here. And we get to that by going to the banking module, incoming payments and incoming payments. And when we click on the outgoing payments, we can open the outgoing payments screen. And we can see them here side by side. The format is the same for both. They both take a business partner code. They both and then populate with the name. Then you can do the bill to or the pay to address, the contact person, and so on. Here, the incoming payments usually default as coming in from a customer, but you could change that to being a supplier or on GL account. And with the outgoing payments, they usually default as being a supplier, which you could make an outgoing payment to a customer or against an account. For example, if you have a GL account set up for electricity or rent or something like that, then you could just make the outgoing payment straight to the GL account without needing to create a business partner account for that purpose. And the same over here on the right hand side, we have the posting date of these payment transactions, or the due date or the document date, and if you want to put in a reference and so on. So here I've loaded up one of our customers, A&T Technologies, and I have a list of transactions in here in the middle that are outstanding for them. So we're assuming that we're going to receive some money in for A&T Technologies. Now this list is quite big, so I can use this little blue arrow to expand it. And when I do that, I can see all of the transactions that are on their system. So if we say that we're going to pay that one, and that one, we can see that the amounts for these is 1092, 255 and 255. And maybe on this one, we're only receiving €500 rather than the full amount. So in here in this column, I can change that amount to 500 and tab. So I'm deciding to take in payment for these three, but of the first one, we're only taking in 500. I can reduce that down. And down here, the sum of those three values comes in at 1,011.70. So now I want to actually do the payment. I've just selected the invoices we're going to pay so far. And this time we're going to do a payment by using the payment means window. And we get to that with this little icon here, and it's also available to us up here when we're on that screen using that. So here we can do our payment means can be by check, can be by bank transfer, can be by credit card, or could be cash. For the majority of us, it's almost always the bank transfer that we receive payments by these days. And certainly for this demonstration, this is what we're going to do. So we just need to pick our GL account for our bank account that we're going to receive the money into. And in this case, we're going to receive it into that account. The transfer date is today. And if we want to, we can put in a reference in here. And down here, we want to put the overall amount that we are receiving. Now note, if I put in €1,000 here, instead of the correct amount, the balance due has changed to 0. But the assumption is that the 1170 was a bank charge. So just watch out that you catch the correct amount there. So, unless of course there is a bank charge involved. And when I put in the correct amount, the balance due is cleared and the bank charge is also 0. So we click OK, and we've set up our payment means, and at this time we can simply click add. You cannot change this document after you've added it. Do you want to continue? Yes. And when we carry out the incoming payment against this customer account, A&T Technology, we'd see when we look at the customer statement that these two invoices have disappeared and that the top one here has been paid or part cleared. The €500 has been part cleared. And back here on our business partner, A&T Technologies, we can see the account balance here. We clicked on the golden arrow to open that up. And here is the list of invoices that are unreconciled, that are reconciled rather in the system. So what's left to be paid. And we can see that that invoice here, which was for 1199.25, has a balance due of 592.50. And as we said before, if we wish to make an incoming payment directly against a GL account, we choose this option and we enter our GL code in here for that payment. The other thing that we can do is we can do a payment on account. So if we pick our customer again here, A&T Technologies, and let's say we've received in a check for 10,000, but they haven't defined what the payment is for, which invoices it's for, then rather than selecting the items here, we would just say here that we had a payment on account for 10,000. Tab, and we still go to our payment means to say how we received it, and it's usually a bank transfer rather than a check. And we pick the bank account that we're seeing it in. We say the transfer date is today. And again, we pull that full 10,000 amount up here into this field. And OK. And that's going to be a payment on it, the account that needs to be reconciled. So we can add this. And now back here in our account balance for A&T Technologies, we can see that that 10,000 is there and it remains unallocated. So in this instance, we can do an internal reconciliation and we can select the various documents that we need here to clear down that amount. If we take a look here, we can see that the balance is changing here. So if I change that one back to 0 for the moment, and we need in or about 8,000 to bring that up. So we can adjust that to the amount that we want to put in there for those. Now our euro is 10,000, we can reconcile. Sorry, we need to also highlight the 10,000 below. And now our balance is 0 and we can reconcile. So that's the end of this short tutorial on incoming and outgoing payments in SAP Business One.